Post Malone.
All right, I come bearing gifts.
You brought me a gift?
Oh, you told me to bring it.
Well, then it's not really a gift.
I was like, are we doing beer or no beer? Murphy goes, beer.
Hang on.
Then he goes,
My belt's undone.
Hell, dude, he's like sitting on the couch, looks a little gay. And I'm like, it looks even worse when you Captain Morgan your cock in my face and adjust your belt.
That was our pre-podcast routine. You know, where you blow me. I'm trying to hide some of my fat.
I'll put on a security pillow if you want. What are you guys saying? Insecurity pillows, yes or no?
There's so many fucking pillows on this. Look, they're everywhere. I'm about wore out.
So I asked for beer, and he goes, check the the doors that nobody uses except to store like mustard and soy sauce. He goes,
And
there's
milk. Where do you put your milk?
I don't drink milk.
Oh,
I'm an adult.
yeah, that's it.
No, I don't buy groceries. Like our fridge is really sad. It's White Claw, soy sauce. I think I've got some probiotics in there, and that's about it. But Murphy goes, look in there for some. We got some. What'd you say? Miscellaneous beverages.
I don't remember what I said.
There was like some weird shit that it's obviously the stuff that people have brought over and they don't want to drink. So now we have
I bought that on the way home.
Today?
Yeah.
You bought this for the pod?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So this
I went to the beer store because last time we were here, I bought a 12-pack and we drank more than 6. I don't know how many more, but I know there wasn't enough for 3 apiece again. So I was like, I'll stop and get us some more beer. And I was like, I'm going to get something different because Travis isn't really like a Busch Light guy. I'm going to give him something different. And then
it must be the mullet, dude, but that stuff's growing on me, dude.
I saw the like the single beer section. You know, it was like Mike's Hard Lemonade and then the 40s of like Steel Reserve and all that stuff. And I was like, Baja Blast's out. And
yeah, describe to us what is going on here.
we have Mountain Dew, hard Mountain Dew, Baja Blast Zero Sugar.
And there's like a mountain made out of a shark.
Yep.
With waves.
Contains alcohol.
So the flavor's just Baja Blast.
Brother, we're on this journey together.
Because it just says, like, is that the flavor? Is that what it
Yeah.
is? That's the thing that Taco Bell
Well,
used to do, right?
they had Mountain Dew, and then beside it they had Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Well, pussies will never be heroes, am I right?
Can't be a pussy all your life. Smells like Baja Blast.
That's going to be a rough 24 ounces. Oh, my God.
It's not Baja Blast.
Uh,
That's Baja ass. That's awful. I mean, I'm gonna.
that
drink
fucking
it.
sucked. I hate that he got me with such a shitty joke. That tastes like Baja ass.
It was the voice. The voice helped on that.
Baja ass.
I don't know. I mean,
This tastes like somebody poured Pepsi in mouthwash. This is fucking disgusting.
it's not great.
What is the Baja or the Blast?
Have you ever had Baja Blast from Taco Bell?
Mm-mm.
What?
I'm a Pepsi guy. Coca-Cola,
You've
Pepsi,
never had Baja
Rupert.
Blast?
No, I don't like. I'm not joking. We have our wives again on the couch watching, and they're like throwing me such stink eye right now because I've never had a Baja. Fucking sue me, okay? When I go to Taco Bell, I'm more interested in getting my calories from all the meats and cheeses.
Dude, Baja Blast is like the staple of Taco Bell. It's half the reason to go to Taco Bell.
Here's another thing about that kind of takes away my white trash card a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't like Mountain Dew. I don't like Mountain Dew. I don't like Sprite. I don't like 7-Up. I didn't like Surge. Citrus shouldn't be a soda.
You didn't like Surge?
I didn't like Surge. Commercials, so were great. I drank them just so people would think I was cool. I wanted to look like I was chugging a bottle of antifreeze because that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
But it tasted like hammered dog shit.
You gotta give that mullet back.
It's not functional. It's just for looks.
We're revoking your mullet. You know how sometimes, like, I think actually the last episode we were talking about knowing stuff about stuff you didn't know you knew about.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were talking about like cars. And you run into a lady at Target and you didn't realize how much you knew about cars. So the wife of the guy I've been working for.
We're killing it in life, dude.
Yeah, at least I have an employer.
We started another podcast a little bit a while ago, and like we started off with jobs and careers.
Yeah, what happened, dog?
Now every time we talk to each other, it gets weirder and sadder.
Yeah. What are you doing now? I'm working at a trailer park, but here's the important thing. Technically, I am my own licensed and insured contractor doing renovations. Yes, they're on 1970 single wides, but they are renovations. Anyway, I was over there talking to her today while she was painting, and she was like, I think the guys down here might be dealing drugs. And I'm like, for sure they are.
You're in a mobile home court, sweetheart.
Yeah.
That's part of the HOA.
She's like, I don't know if I like that in my park. I'm like, then don't have a park, dog. Like, have a house. Like, not a, if you live in a park and it's not a nature one, there's drugs.
I hate that you're calling it a park.
Yeah.
It's like there's no goddamn rides.
That's what it's called. What else do you call it?
Mobile home court. That's what you would say.
What, are you getting on trial?
No, okay, or you would just say trailer park. You would just say trailer park, one word. But you just said at the park, and I'm like, you don't own a park, and I'm like, it sounds like there's gonna be fucking slip and slides and roller coasters.
If I don't say trailer, it hurts me less.
I'm just gonna go set up at the trailer park, and I'm gonna start making kettle corn, and I'm gonna start selling.
Dude, you'll kill. You'll make a fortune.
No, you can't give people without teeth kettle corn. It's too hard.
So anyway, she was
It'll
like,
get stuck in my tooth.
she was like, do you think so? I was like, yeah. The people who come here spend less than 10 minutes here. It's always in a different vehicle. Most of the time it's broke down. It's always a couple. They're for sure buying pills. And she's like, you think it's pills? I'm like, what else would it be? They can't afford meth. Look at them. And like, I'm just like breaking this down. And I was like, you don't understand where I come from. I come from the Oxycontin capital of the world. I know a pill head. Teresa, pills. Mike, pills. Randall, clean as a whistle. She's like, how do you know? And I'm like, well, because she's doing the lane, you know, the pill lane. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the pill lane. She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Apparently, unless you grew up where we grew up.
They don't know about the lean?
Yeah, they don't know about the lean. Or the meth legs. You know, the dancing meth legs?
Oh, yeah. Or
Yeah.
the gurning with the face. You're like,
Yeah. Apparently, people aren't aware that that's a thing. And we can just pick it out. She's like, you should be a detective. I'm like, you should go to my house. Go to my hometown.
The funniest part about that is as soon as you left, you're in your car, you're like, I should be a fucking detective, dude.
I didn't make it to the car. I was like, you think? Yeah, I thought about it, but it really wasn't for me. I couldn't get in, probably.
He puts up a new sign on his LinkedIn. He goes, mobile home repair and investigations.
Dude, I tried to get you to be a bounty hunter with me for a long time, and you wouldn't ever commit.
Yeah, I repoed cars for a little bit. I'm not cut out for the bounty hunting life, man.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time in the world. I thought we already had a pretty good start. I'm an investigative person. You know how to steal people's cars.
I'm also not going to walk up to tough people and be like, hey, go to jail. People hate cops.
Isn't that a wild thing that we're still allowed to do that?
I am the dog, the big bad dog.
But isn't it crazy that, like, of all the laws and regulations that have formed and new things that you're allowed to do and not allowed to do and all the safety and, like, a cop can't be too rough when they're putting handcuffs on for fear
They have to have body cameras.
Yeah. And we're still okay with just a dude.
With a spray tan.
Yeah. And they're like, what gives you the right to do it? And he's like, I did a 2-hour course online.
Well, I paid the $50 certification fee. And then I got me one of these badges off eBay. Actually, it wasn't from eBay. That was a scam. I got took for a ride. Had to go down to the flea market, and then I got one of these. It says female body instructor, but that is close enough.
Female body instructor. That's Shanti. It's female body inspector.
Yeah, thank you.
Well,
he can't read.
It blows my mind that we're still allowed to do that. Like, you just get to be a bounty hunter, and it's like, what's your job? Go pick up actual live criminals who have killed, raped, murdered, stolen, burned down houses, and just chuck them in your Tahoe with your big-tittied wife and your oddly fuckable daughter and ship them across Hawaii to the jail. Offer them a cigarette because you're on TV and you want to look like a good guy.
No other job is like that. Because, like, if somebody goes to school for a really long time to become a gynecologist,
yeah,
there's not a person with the 6-second certification that's like, well, yeah, in between for checkups, I'm going to get in there and root around too, dude.
I don't know. I mean,
I have a
around,
badge.
see what I figured out. I got a good mag light.
Come on, you got Chad GBT and I got a set of vinyl gloves. Let's figure this thing out together.
That is crazy. And it's like, they're allowed to have guns and pull them on people. Like, I'm not like an anti-gun guy by any means, but like,
oh no, do you remember what they couldn't have, or they didn't have guns? They were trying to do a non-lethal
that's because he was
gun.
a convicted felon.
Correct.
Other bounty hunters are allowed to have guns.
They got those. Remember, they got trained to shoot the guns with the rubber bullets.
Yeah, of course. I watched every episode multiple times. I love Dog.
You know
the
how
big
like
bad
sometimes like people will get shot because they pull their wallet,
Yeah.
and then they think it's a gun, and then Dog is walking around with a gun that looks like a gun, but it's just not a gun.
Dog? It's rubber
It
bullets.
shoots rubber bullets.
Yeah. And then Johnny Knoxville got a hold of that and was like, how about shoot me with it? That was a hell of a time to be watching TV, dude. You watch Dog the Bounty Hunter shoot rubber bullets into criminals' faces in single-wide trailers surrounded by meth heads in Hawaii. And then the very next 20-minute episode that comes on is dudes shooting themselves for fun and farting into face masks and like.
There was like a bunch of kids at school who were like doing the jackass stunts. And they always accuse people of doing that. If you watch video games, you're going to get violent. Never once fucking happened. If you watch these action movies, you're going to want to bring a gun to school and shoot people. And, well, that's probably not the reason that happens. But anyways, that doesn't happen.
It happens, but probably not for
If you
that
watch
reason.
porn, you're going to have orgies in your house, and that definitely doesn't happen.
Yeah, I've tried.
But the one thing that does happen is when teenagers and preteens would watch Jackass, somebody would stick a car up their ass.
Yeah, for sure. I got my first concussion by trying to shoot Jackass videos in my yard, dude. I just remember coming to in my driveway, my head bleeding. And you know what?
Dad?
We're better for it. No, I knew Dad wasn't there. I didn't get hit that hard, dude. Did you ever? Well, you didn't really have friends, so no. I guess not.
Hold on, I've been trying to do this for a minute.
Thanks for letting me.
Okay, never mind. I'm bombing this podcast. Dude.
This is falling apart.
I knew I was tired and I shouldn't have had that antihistamine. It makes me stupid. I told you. I can't have Benadryl. It makes me lose my train of thought. But then I have the post-nasal and then I'm like, a lot. So it's a real it's a real catch-22.
You're the only person I've ever heard clear their throat with the actual onomatopoeia. Ahem. Most people are just like, You're like, ahem. It's the fact that you end it with the M. Why's the M there?
Because you close your lips and that's how you make an M.
I've only ever read it.
Dude, I didn't know it was called phlegm for a very long time. I thought it was called phlegm, and it wasn't because I read it, it's because my father read it to me. And you can't let Terry read anything because that motherfucker has never met a 3-syllable word he wouldn't fuck 2 tears, buddy. PHLEGM, phlegm somehow.
I was going to say he got the PH as F. That's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Phlegm.
Dude, he called me and he was just like, somebody was trying to scam my grandmother, and like he's like, I don't know, it might be legit. They said she had a rich relative that's leaving her a bunch of money.
He was all over that.
Brother, it says that she is the sole Ben Fish Gary. Been fishing with. I was like, been fishing with Gary? God, you better not tell Mom. She's going to be jealous. Mama ain't never took her fishing. He couldn't get it. And it was just, and he gets mad whenever you start laughing. He can tell that you're making fun of him, and he gets mad. And then he'll blame it on you. He's like, well, how do you say it? How fuck you say it? And I'm like, I don't know if he's mad. Right. Or if he's being a shit, or if he's serious, and that's that's how he asked for help.
Yeah, this is how I've been taught to help. Well, how the fuck do you say?
Help me, help me,
help me.
The one I've always hated is toad. Code. You get people too close to Kentucky, and it's toad instead of told. I done towed her. My shoulders was cold as a boater.
My dad worked around a lot of Mexicans when I was in high school. He's like, I'm starting to pick up a little bit of Spanish. I'm like, I bet you are. He's like, yeah, like a pretty senorita. Senorita. I'm like, senorita? He's like, yeah, senorita.
Yep, and I'd like to send her and eat her too, dude.
My first joke was like, the center, who you eating? He's like, what are you talking about? Never mind, Dad.
I'm a sinner and I'm a waiter. Yeah.
Hello, little senorita. No hablo.
My dad says signal, quite.
Signal.
Instead of signal, he goes signal. Quite instead of quiet. He goes, y'all be quiet. And we go, quite what? Never hit like it should have. Crushed Mom a little bit, but Dad hated it. And then the worst is we'd always make fun of him for tire. I know your dad's
tar,
like this too.
Yeah.
He goes, tar.
Yeah.
And then you make fun. He's like, Dad, that's not how you say it. And then he immediately turns.
Yeah. Let me say it the gayest way possible. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Fancy Pants. Tire. I'm like, you don't have to do the hand. It's just tire. Tire. Fire. I don't know why all dads did that. May have just been R2.
Yeah, well,
everyone else was like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
As far as dads go, that's 50% of the ones in the room. So pretty good sample size. Speaking of growing up in trailers, let's talk about what we named this. Why you were the one who came up with the name for it. You're like, you should call it. Truth be told, the whole reason I'm doing this podcast is just so I can get clips for my Instagram because. At a comedy festival, a lady told me I need to get clips for my Instagram, and she said, why don't you try doing rants in the car?
Yeah.
And I tried that, and anybody who can do that, good on you. I thought about killing myself immediately. So.
We already tried a podcast once before, and you're like, hell, you don't do nothing but mow yards at trailer parks. Why don't you come hang out for a little while? I'm like, sure, why not? That's why I came up with the name, is because that old podcast just ended up regressing into us telling crazy stories about our family and like trying to navigate the world as like the hillbillies, but kind of denying our heritage, but being super proud of it. And like, I was like, and he's got a stand-up bit about a trailer fire when he was a kid, because of course he does. And I was like, that's kind of like our whole thing, is we're just in a trailer fire at all times. So I was like, why don't we just call it that? Go with it.
Yeah, so when we were kids, a lot of kids were trailer trash where I grew up. We didn't live in a park. We had land.
Yep.
And my dad wanted us to have a big house. Didn't have money for a big house, so he just started buying a bunch of used trailers off the Bargain Finder at the time.
I was gonna say, there's no Craigslist.
There's Craigslist before the internet, and then he would put them together, and then he made us a big trailer fort, is what we called it. And we lived in that for a while, not safe, leaked all the time. All kinds of animals kept getting in there.
You can't put 2A roofs together and not expect problems.
Dad was like, I'm just going to put one big one over top of it. This fucker was huge. I'm talking about, like, we literally had like 6 or 7 trailers making this thing up. Bunch of hallways is what it ends up being.
Yeah.
But when we ended up getting rid of it.
Did you ever knock any walls out, or was it?
No, it was just hallways.
You just hooked them.
Some hallways would be in the middle of a trailer. Some hallways would not. Some trailers had a 9-foot roof. Some of them had a 6-foot roof.
Yeah.
Some of them weren't level, so you'd have to step down, step up. There was all kinds of weird shit in there. Like for the bathroom, like my dad put a stall in there because she kept walking in on Dad when he was in the bathroom, and he's not like that. I'm the same way. I lock that door tight.
Yep.
My bathroom time is my time.
Uh-huh.
So Dad couldn't lock the door to the trailer.
Yeah.
You can't lock a trailer door.
Right.
I don't know if you know this. You can unlock those with a fist. Those things are made out of drywall.
Or back then, the long press-on fake nails.
Yeah.
Stick the thumbnail in there and twist it.
You got it.
Yep.
And now you're in. So what he did was he took a gas station stall and installed it in the trailer around the toilet. So he would go in the bathroom and be in the stall. That way Mom could come in there and talk to him, and he would just, like, at least he would have some level of modesty.
That's pretty dope. That's not a bad idea.
Every time I go to like a W hotel or something and they've got the poop corner, like you go into the bathroom and then they have a little toilet closet, I'm just like, ooh.
The safety and security of an old trailer with a bathroom stall door.
Of course, a lot of hotels don't have a bathroom fan, and that bothers me because I need some interference because I'm going to be making some noise in here. I need you to run some cover for me.
Muffle it just a little bit.
Put aside.
Can I get some cover fire?
Lay down some covers so my wife doesn't want to leave me. And I also don't want her making judgment calls about what I ate. I don't want her being like, I don't think I would do that again.
I ate with you. Yeah, but you didn't see what I ate on the way home.
Sounds like you had a tough time in there. I think I would just stay away. Have you thought about giving up food?
I have.
It seems like all of it is. So anyways, whenever the trailer was not safe, leaked, had electrical problems, animals would get in there. And finally, my mom made Dad get rid of it. So we got a double wide. But when my dad got rid of the trailer, he pieced it into different little pieces and sold it to people. And what he couldn't get rid of, he had to make use of.
Right.
Not to just steal from the bit, but he had to make use of because hillbilly folk are resourceful people. So he did what his father had shown him to do, his father before him, and his father before him, which means he took a Long John Silver's cup full of gasoline, threw it on that bitch, lit a match, and walked away. And that's how I learned how to move. It's crazy because when we just left the apartment, they got pissed.
Well, yeah, you can't just leave it. You got to burn it.
No, so that's why I like the idea of trailer fire because it was like, one, it was a pivotal moment for me when I realized I might be the only person experiencing this exact thing right now.
Yep.
2, I'm not having the same childhood as everybody else.
Yep.
That's when I realized that I was a unique person.
Yeah.
Like, because up until that point when you're a small child, you just think that everybody's doing the same shit.
Everyone has the same life I have.
Everyone has a mommy and a daddy. Everyone has an uncle this. Everyone has your family. You just assume everyone else has.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it's different. That was the moment when I'm like, ain't nobody else doing this.
Yeah.
This is just a me thing. And then
I am quite unique in this entire endeavor. This is new to me and everyone around me.
And then the other thing is my dad's intention behind buying that. He didn't have good credit. He didn't have a great job. He was a coal miner, so he got laid off a lot. So he wanted a nice house. He wanted to be successful, wanted to provide.
Right.
But he didn't have, so he got resourceful, and he started putting trailers together.
Yep.
And then it didn't work out, so sometimes you got to burn it down and laugh about it. And that is my comedy career, because I started late. I'm not in a big city, so I'm just taking shit pieces that don't work, and I'm slamming them together, And we're going to see if I can make a home out of it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, we'll light it on fire and then we'll try magic. I don't know.
Hey, if you decide to get into magic, holla at your boy. I am ready.
It's never too late to get some cup and balls.
I really do want to hear about you opened for.
I had a big comedy weekend. Got to do the Wallace Theater, Johnson City, Tennessee. That was cool.
Yep.
But then one of the biggest shows, the biggest show I've ever done, I got to jump on a show with Mark Norman at the Paramount Theater in Bristol. That was huge for me because Paramount, famous theater for us because we grew up in East Tennessee area, and seats about 1,000. So way bigger than anything I've done. The last one that was even close was a 500-seat theater for a comedy festival. So I got to jump on this one. It was really cool getting to go in the back in the green room, and we're sitting, and it's me, Mark, Corbin Lee Master, his feature. And we're just chilling. They have the free beer in the back and food, and there's vegetable trays.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
You made it.
Mark's like, you want some vegetables? And I'm like, no, never heard of them. I don't know what part about this body looks like it runs on veggies.
Obviously you didn't give a shit about the celery, but it was nice to have it, wasn't it? Made you feel like somebody, didn't it?
I'm gonna be totally honest. Didn't take anything, but then when Mark was on stage, I went back there and I ate a couple cucumbers.
Ew.
I grabbed me a couple cherry tomatoes. Dropped one in the ranch, had to fish it out with celery. It was a mess. I'm so glad he didn't see it.
Get ranch stain on your.
A big greasy. Nothing is worse than a damn greasy ranch stain.
It will not come out. I don't know.
Tide to Go will get blood out of your shirt. It won't fucking touch a ranch stain, dude.
I discovered a new stain today, and to be fair, I probably have had it before and just didn't realize it. But Alfredo sauce, rough stain.
Alfredo sauce, butter, ranch, mayonnaise.
The oils, right? It's got to be an oil-based thing.
I think it's just things that we eat.
That could be it.
People are like, have you tried water? Water doesn't stain at all. I'm like, taste
Ew.
it.
Don't taste like nothing.
RFK was saying that kids get stupid is like because there's not cyanide. What the fuck's in the water? Fluoride.
Cyanide.
There's cyanide in the water. RFK's like,
And it's turning the frogs gay.
RFK's like, there's cyanide in the water.
Come on, dude.
There's cyanide.
He can't help it, probably. I don't like how I'm sitting right now. I feel like I'm about to put the theater move on you. Are you scared, baby?
Just give me a bucket of popcorn with a hole in the bottom. People said that like that was a real thing.
Yeah.
The bucket of popcorn.
The popcorn goes everywhere, probably.
But also, how hungry does she have to be to get to my dick at the bottom?
I've never finished a movie theater popcorn. I've
Never.
And listen,
if you think that I'm gonna for the last 3 inches of the
I
popcorn,
was gonna say, you know how low you got to eat a popcorn to get to my dick.
because there's no, I don't even if you're a teenager, there's no way you're staying hard inside of the popcorn that long.
I don't know.
Then also, all she'd have to do is flick it one time and then splooge.
There's you a little extra butter.
Why is it so sticky? Did you get caramel corn without the caramel?
It's extra salty.
Is it diet caramel corn?
So I've heard. Sorry, I interrupted you. So Mark Norman.
Mark Norman, all right. So at the Paramount 1,000-seater, and we're sitting in the back, and I go out, and he's like, how do you want me to introduce you? And I was like, Mark Norman's going to introduce me? And he gets on the God mic. So cool.
That's sick.
To have a top-tier comic say your name, bring you out. And I was just
and
like,
he fucked it up.
No.
Travis Stevenson.
That's what I thought. I was like, just say my name. That'd be great. I'd love to hear you say my name. Just say it. Or don't. I'm happy for the encouragement. You can say whatever you want.
That's
It's like when I'm having sex with my wife. You could be like, Kevin. And I'd be like,
close enough.
I'm just glad for the motivation,
I'm just happy to be here.
I'll answer to anything. But he brings me out, and it sucked because the stage is so huge. It was black. Mark does not like to see the audience that much. He's like, I don't like to see the sad faces.
All right.
Which I don't know if that's just a thing, or maybe he just prefers it this way. He wants it dark, which is great for comedy. Makes people feel like they want to laugh. But the audience is pitch black. The stage is pitch black. And there's one spotlight on me. Everybody else, they turn the stage lights on. As soon as Corbin walked out, his feature,
lights around you and stuff.
Oh, he's got these beautiful purple lights around the stage, basking down the curtains, hanging off of his face, framing him perfectly for an Instagram profile photo.
Yeah.
I'm in a damn spotlight like I'm an escaped convict, and the guy's chasing me around, blinding me to death. And I go to walk out. I can't see the stage, and I think for some reason I feel like my gut was like, oh, you're going to step in water. And I was like, I felt like I was going to step in a pool.
Like that feeling you get when you miss the last step going down the steps.
Exactly.
You're like, whoa,
So
I
I
thought there
started
was
walking
more.
out on stage, and I'm picking my feet up, and I'm like, and I'm trying to be like, come out there with a lot of energy, raise your hands and stuff. But then I'm like, I'm falling. So I looked like I had an issue, and then I finally get out there, grab the mic, and the set went great.
Yeah.
They're like so thrilled for that.
Good.
Like, crushed. I mean, after the show, there was a meet and greet going on. Mark and Corbin went to the meet and greet. I wasn't invited, or I totally would have gone.
Right, yeah, of course. I didn't really want to be a part of that, but,
I thought it was better if we just grabbed our stuff and went to the car. But as we were going to the car, a bunch of the people who were leaving the event, they would go, "That's the guy. That's him. He was really funny." It was like,
That's
I
awesome.
liked him a lot. And I was just like, made me feel really good.
Me? Sure, I'll let you get a picture with me for $5.
It was a neat night of comedy. I enjoyed it a lot.
Comedy! I do love, like, Mark Norman's style is not my favorite style. Like, it's very niche, and, like, if you love it, you love it. But I do wish I had come up with comedy, because that's, like, just, like, it's the
I'm Kevin Hart. My favorite thing he says, because he doesn't always do that, like, when you're sitting back in the green room, he's talking, he loves comedy. He is the nicest comedian I've ever met that's at his level. He will give everybody the time of day. He'll go out and he'll drink with you. He'll hang out. He'll talk. He'll give you pointers, tips, listen to whatever. Super nice. But then when he gets out...
You just ruined his life, by the way. Anyone who listens to this and has, like, ever been on a showcase with him, they're like, no, but Travis said you'd hang out with me.
I've met some big comics that are absolute turds. He's a real one. He's a gem. He's a sweetheart. But, like, when he goes around and he's out and other people see him, he turns into like a robot with a pull string. Like every 5 seconds, it's comedy. It's like, hey, I'm gay. I'm Kevin Hart. And like he sounds like a Woody doll with the string in the back. He's like, there's a snake in my boot. There's a snake in my boot. Comedy.
I do love that though, because it's like the perfect button when you say something like, it only works when you say like a super cheesy joke that you're like, this doesn't deserve a laugh on its own, but I'll button it with comedy and it'll work great.
I mic'd him up because I filmed his Don't Tell set because he was trying to get this joke. And I was like, you want me to mic up? He goes, sure. So I go to mic him up, and I had to put it in his pocket. I'm like, sorry, this is going to be like TSA. And he goes, do whatever you got to do, queef.
Queef.
He's like, me too, we too, you too, it's fine. And like, he's always hitting, just saying his things.
He's never off.
Never off whenever, in that scenario. Like
Yeah.
in the back, he is, but when he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
And I've got him mic'd up, and my favorite thing to do, since I've ever videoed anybody, I used to video weddings and stuff. My favorite thing was to go back and listen to that audio and just like see if you catch them on a hot mic.
Yeah.
Usually it's just preachers like talking about all the girls they want to have sex with before they go out and officiate a wedding.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. But Mark, the whole time we just heard him go, comedy. Hey, you're gay. I'm gay. We're going to the same place. Queef. Like it just never let up. And it was just like, damn, it was funny.
I would love to see like what is the word? When there's a thing and then another thing that's like the dichotomy. I would love to see the dichotomy of like him at a show versus him at home. Like at home with his wife, cut to him at a show where he's like, no, I understand that I'm on the road a lot, but like I can't always be the one to take the trash out because I'm not here. Like comedy. I would love to watch him.
Can't help it.
Yeah.
Stubs his toe and he's like, queef.
Yeah.
Fatty. I'm Kevin Hart. He was talking about his kid. He's like, my kid's finally smiling. I'm like, thank God. He's like, I've been bombing for months.
That's good.
It's like, I just keep bombing with this kid.
That's good.
I want to know what your news looks like. What's the latest story you remember hearing? Because you seem like an informed person, but you're informed about like animal facts.
Brother.
Dude, you are Snapple facts. But when it comes to like news,
to be honest with you, the last thing that I heard anybody talking about that had anything to do with like news is tariffs. Also, dire wolves. That's the thing I know about in the news. Have you heard about it?
They're not really dire wolves.
I know.
That's what's lame.
It is.
Can we like actually go into the past, scratch a fossil, get the DNA, put it into like the vagina of like a suitable host, and then just surrogate us like a cool animal?
Yeah, it's called Jurassic Park. We did it.
Yeah, let's Jurassic Park us a woolly mammoth. I don't need dinosaurs. I want cool shit.
How does it get cooler than dinosaurs?
I mean, as soon as you said that, I realized the error of my ways, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, I'm going to be pretty sick about pterodactyls floating around.
Yeah, absolutely. You got like red hawks and eagles. That's our biggest birds
God,
here.
can you imagine people just being pissed off because their Labradors got snatched out of their backyard?
Yeah, that's our memoriam for Spot. Oh, what happened? Did he die of cancer as labs tend to do? No, got snatched by a pterodactyl. Because people around here are going to call it a pterodactyl.
Dude, every time we go eat at fucking Maple Street Biscuit Company, they make you ask some stupid ass question.
Yep.
So one person was like, what kind of animal would you ride into battle? And then I was just like, Kayla, I'm fighting with two right now. I'm going to say pterodactyl because it's going to be hilarious watching this teenager try to spell pterodactyl.
Right.
Or I'm going to say your mom.
Dude, what are you, 5?
100%. And then I go up there and I was just like, has anyone said your mom? And he goes, definitely not. And then, of course, they say it. Everybody else is like, wolf, cheetah, bull, your mom. And I was just like, and then I'm like, oh, fuck, now I got to go pick up my food. And everybody knows that I'm the guy with the joke that didn't land. Shit bombed hard, dude. I thought surely a dad would be chuckling.
That's a unique way to bomb in comedy, is to write a joke, watch it fail, and then take ownership. Most of the time you fail in real time, so you're automatically the person failing, but it's like, hey, that didn't work. I did that.
Nobody ever looks up when someone's like cheated. They're like, oh, a good answer. I wonder who said that. And then they look, no. Whenever they heard your mom, everybody was looking like, what fucking idiot. Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what does that mean?
Mullet face? Yeah, that makes sense.
The hell does that mean?
To answer your question, Norwegian Ridgeback, it's Dragon from Harry Potter.
It's a Dagon from
Dragon.
You said Dagon.
Shut the fuck up. All right. Listen.
Nothing hurts worse than when you fucking slip a letter and someone doesn't let you get away with it.
Yeah, I agree. And listen, hand up, accountability. I do that too. Yeah, I'm tired of it. I think we need to move on past it. Like, there's no reason a good joke shouldn't land because I had a little misspeak in a word.
You know how important it is. Also, if I'm losing an argument, you better fucking hope
that
you're hitting every word, every syllable. Because if you misspeak and I'm losing the argument, ooh.
Guess who's winning?
You think you're right about this? You can't even fucking speak. You think you have facts, you dumb fuck? It's called words. Use them, idiot. I'll get so petty. I'll get Richard Petty in that bitch.
I know. We've been friends since we were 12. I'm aware.
Our last big argument was over fucking Snapple animal facts.
Yeah, it was.
We were on a boat.
Get fucked, by the way.
We were on a boat, and Murphy sees we see a beaver start swimming away. And Murphy goes, do you know why they make dams? And I was like, yeah, it's so they can hunt fish. Like, so they can, like, dam up the water, and then they swim down and hunt fish. And he goes, nope, because they don't like the sound of water. And I'm like, doesn't that just sound stupid? They don't like the sound of water. They chop down trees with their face because they don't like the sound of water. It scares them. And then I was like, and I thought for sure they ate fish or something. And then you're like, nope, they actually get tubers and they take them down.
Yeah. Before I explained all of that, what was it you said? The key to this whole argument that makes me
I may have had
so
a couple Club Tails Bahama Mamas that night.
Nothing is better than when you're right and you know it and the other person's wrong and doesn't know it, except for the one thing when they're so positive they're right that they call you out personally and then get proven wrong, which is what happened this night
100%.
Because he said,
I looked at the girls and I said, don't listen to a word this guy is saying.
This fucking idiot
he's
says.
A fucking idiot.
Yeah. I was like, okay, well, we have the technology. Google it up real quick. Oh my God.
And we were on the middle of a lake too because we're in a boat. So like we've got like 1G.
Yep.
So like that Wikipedia page is loading so slow and I'm waiting for a caveat, anything that'll prove me right. And I just keep slowly getting more sentences that prove me wrong.
And it was one of those things where I knew literally within the week I had watched a full nature documentary on a group of beavers in Ohio. Like, yeah, judge, whatever.
I love to look at your porn search history, dude.
It's weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I had just watched like a 2-hour documentary about this family of beavers and the way that they deal with things. So I knew exactly how beavers worked. And not only did I know, like, a lot of my animal facts, it's something I heard years ago and I'm recalling it and I'm pretty sure. And 99.9% of the time I'm right. But this one, without a shadow of a doubt, 1000%, I knew I was right and knew you were wrong. And nothing felt better than just driving the boat, waiting for you to figure it out. I didn't have to pull my phone, because normally when we get in one of those arguments, it's like we're both pulling out and we're trying to find the source that proves us right and proves the other one wrong.
Dude, how amazing is it to have a phone to just end arguments? If nothing else.
Yeah.
If I never had GPS again.
I don't know that it's good, though.
I think it is. Like, I've went back and forth on it because, like, it was nice to healthily debate and yell and argue, but I've never once stamped my feet and ran outside and be like, fuck you, you're a fucking idiot. You don't fucking know anything. Don't talk to me again, fucking loser.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a while. I haven't full-blown rage quit a friendship. But I have in the past because, like, you'd get in such a heated argument over something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Over just, like
if
Vlasic
beavers
pickles.
eat fish. They don't.
Or, like, Vlasic pickles are made in California. I wish I had a can of Vlasic right now to prove to you they're not. They're made in Mount Olive, North Carolina. And, like, you have no idea where either of these but that's the argument you would get into over something so stupid. And then your thing that you always did was you would cite a source.
Yep.
What's that fallacy called? Like appeal to authority. You would go like, I read it in a magazine. I'm like, bitch, you ain't got no fucking magazines.
Yeah, but like if you say book, they're gonna want to know what book.
And then you're like, I don't read books. Harry Potter.
That's where all of my facts come from.
Unless it's in Harry Potter. So you go, oh, I read it in a magazine. What magazine? Fucking your mom's Cosmopolitan? Your mom's Cosmopolitan?
No one read magazines.
Or your stepdad's Redhead catalog from fucking
Bass
Redhead,
Pro.
the Bass Pro thing, not like Ginger Women. That could. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, like, it made life so much easier because now it's just like, that's not how it works. I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm like, no, it's not. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
That's it. It never has to get heated.
Yeah. But like, I wish like that was the perfect scenario that night. I wish it was like that. I wish we had internet on our phones to check it, but I wish it was all on like 1 bar of 3G. That way you've got time to argue while you're looking. Because if you can just instantly find it out, it squashes it and it takes all the joy away from the person who's right. I know you're not familiar with that feeling.
It'd be a really fun game show if we could like know what those topics are going to be, but you never know when it happens.
No.
Because you could hang out with friends for a whole weekend and everything be fine.
Yep.
Never once have an argument.
Jeez,
or it could be the first sentence on the ride to the event that
Yeah.
somebody says the thing and you're just like, dude, Kid Rock's real name is not Bob. Come on now.
It is though.
No, it's Alan.
No,
You know,
comedy. Yeah, but beavers don't eat fish. For any of you who thought they did, you're fucking so stupid. They're stupid as this guy.
Then I started thinking about it, and then it dawns on you when you realize you're wrong. You're like, yeah, they would have pointy teeth if they were carnivores.
Yeah, exactly.
They have flat teeth. They have the flattest, stupidest teeth.
Like one's made for, I don't know, eating wood, which like I understand where you're coming from. It's an aquatic creature and they probably, I can see how you could get
It's a mammal. I assumed omnivore.
But like, again, with the woodpecker theory, what's the one thing you know about beavers? Them bitches be eating trees, dog. Like everyone knows. Like that's like, if you see a tree that has fallen around a lake, your immediate thought is beaver.
My appeal to authority
Yep.
was my second grade teacher, Mrs. Cox. Sorry to throw you under the bus, but you fucking told us they ate fish. And I held on to that shit. Like every other time dude,
She did.
think about this. I swear to God she did. Dude, you don't remember this?
Now we can't settle this. You can't Google if Miss Cox told
I can't
you.
I promise this, dude. How many times did you and me get in arguments over something that an elementary school teacher from our
That's true.
poor ass school districts told us, and
They didn't know.
we used that shit as gospel, like Pluto's a planet. No, the fuck it's not.
Well, I mean, it was at the time.
Alex got so pissed off.
That beaver debate was like one of our all times. Because it's never been like both of us so sure of our point and then immediately find out the answer. It was so good for me. Like that orgasm that I had was so good that for Christmas, I got him a t-shirt that I had custom made with a beaver and a fishing pole on it that said Nature's Fisherman. Because fuck him. That's why. It's such a good win for me.
Custom.
Very much like the billet.
We need to do custom t-shirts.
Yeah, that was our thing for a little while, making each other custom t-shirts.
Does that make you one?
Yeah. With a picture of me and you
Oh, yeah.
from our
From,
middle school
Cornerstone,
band.
Yeah.
No regrets.
No regrets.
And
I
then
got,
you
I got
had
a couple.
You had a picture of, so we had a band in middle school, and the band was, you're looking at it.
By have a band, you mean Murphy somehow convinced his mom to buy him a drum set, and I had a guitar.
Yep.
And we would come over, and I would play the Star Spangled Banner because it's about the only thing that I knew at the time. Yeah. And Murphy would just hit that shit like a 3-year-old on pods.
That's it. That's all I had. But we were a pretty dope band. And like, as anyone knows, the most important thing for a band, not to learn music or write music or get good or pick up rhythms or any music theory. It was we had to get a dope band photo.
Had to have a sick name.
Yep.
Dope photos. And what goes into a dope band photo? We all know this. Standing in the center of the picture.
Yeah.
But staring off like you don't know the camera's there. And we're staring in different directions too.
Yeah.
Like there's something really exciting happening everywhere but the photo.
Yeah. just looking off into space. I did a squat with a bandana tied around my knee. Big Nickelback face for me.
Murphy's like,
Big Nickelback
Murphy's like,
face.
hey, I got a bandana. You think I should wear it? And I'm like, no. And he goes, oh, okay. And then I'm like, I'm kidding, dude. Of course you should wear the bandana. And then he starts tying it around his knee. I was like, I thought you were going to wear the bandana.
Nah, dog.
He ties it around his knee like he's about to stomp the yard.
Yeah, well, I had only seen a couple of rock groups. Steven Tyler had him around his microphone. Chad Kruger had him around his wrist. I went midway. I went to the knee.
So the worst part is I didn't have any cool clothes because I was just coming to spend the night. So Murphy's like, you can take some of my cool clothes. I'm like, you're a whole nother human than I am, dude.
Yeah.
So I had to put on 3 of his pairs of pants so they would fit. And I had to put on a shirt and tie it in the back like I was his fucking girlfriend. I'm like, do you have a hair bow? And he's like, of course I've got a hair bow, baby. I'm tie it in the back. I was like, I might as well have had fucking Sophie shorts and just rolled them up 3 times.
So sick, dude. We looked so cool.
Actually, that would have been a much cooler band photo if we were just 15-year-old boys with Sophie shorts rolled up. Would have got way more traction on the internet.
So much more play.
Dude, our MySpace numbers would have been huge.
But so we took that band photo on a rock in my yard. And we decided that a cool name for the band would be No Regrets. So it has the picture, because, we put it in Microsoft Paint and edited that bitch up. A little word art. You know where I'm coming from. So we had No Regrets. He took that picture, put it on a t-shirt, and under the bottom it says, are you sure?
Not one regret? Not one?
Not one? Oh.
Dude, what made me laugh so hard was I remember in middle school, you came up to me one time and you're like, dude, you don't even care about this band. And I was like...
Sounds like me.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what band? But then by 6th period, I was just like, I'll show him who fucking cared. And I got loose leaf paper. I had to borrow it because I never had any. And I was like, can I borrow some of you? Oh, it's
When's
me?
the last
That's the
time
good
you
stuff.
heard loose leaf? Hang on. Is there a reason you had to clarify loose leaf?
Also, is there like a tight leaf? Where's the word loose? Is there a fucking tight leaf paper out there? Or is this some tight paper
Loose
puss?
leaf, shoot a loose leaf.
They're like, hey,
Something light, nothing
hey,
big.
Miss Lawson, I'm trying to get some of that paper. Can I get that tight leaf, girl?
That's the second time you've referenced Miss
Dude,
Lawson.
I wanted to fuck Miss Lawson so bad, dude. 68 years old with liver spots, but she always wore a pencil skirt, and I was like, good God. I was 11. I had no idea what to do with my penis, but I just knew I wanted to give it to her. I thought about writing her a note that was just like, I can take care of you better than your husband. Check yes or no.
Yes or no.
Check
Also,
yes
sorry
or
about my late homework, don't you?
check yes or no if you want to be another statistic on the news. If you would love to, if you would like to be another. Oh man, that's what's crazy too. Is the high school we went to had teachers that had sex with the students, but they weren't hot like what's in the news.
Right? Yeah,
she was a gross. I'm not going to say names or anything like that. She was gross.
You know who you are.
Well, not anymore. Lord done took care of that, dude. He's like, that's enough sinning right there. Be gone. But I just remember all of the people who were telling me that they'd hooked up with this person.
And the funny thing is, it was mostly true. Comedy. All right.
Anyways,
sorry.
The thing is, I had so many students tell me that they had hooked up with her.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, if you get detention, you'd have to go, like, she was one of the people that were over it.
Yeah.
Or, like, you could go after and talk about a club. And I remember I ended up getting, like, in detention one day for something.
Yeah.
And I'm in there the whole time, and I'm fucking strutting for some reason.
Yeah.
My chest, I don't even know what's hormones are taking over.
Yeah.
Because she's a gargoyle.
I'm fixing to be another statistic.
She looks like a fucking warlock, dude. She looks like hammered dog shit.
Yeah.
But then I'm just like, you know what? I'm fixing to shoot my shot, dude. You know, because apparently it's pretty good. So I'm over there. And I'm just like, I'm like, hey, what are you doing this week? And she goes, sit down. And I'm like, goddamn, then. And I was like, it made me feel so unwanted.
Am I too old for you?
It made me feel so unwanted that I wasn't worthy to be molested. Molest me. Make me a statistic. How you say it?
I don't know. Write it down on a piece of loose leaf. Anyway, sixth
I never
period.
wanted to be molested so bad in my fucking life, dude. I was dropping pencils. I was picking them over. I was like, fuck, these desks look light. Look how strong I am.
You mean to carry some chairs for you? I'll fucking crush it.
I'll carry the fuck out of those chairs.
I do 4 on each arm. No big deal.
I can take care of you.
Let me take you away from all this.
I can make you feel safe. I can make you feel safe.
Anyway, you got a piece of loose leaf paper in 6th period for our band. Dude, I'm laughing so hard I'm sweating. Which is a weight problem.
Could be behind my mama's nose. So what happened was, I went home and I fucking wrote half a verse to a song.
Magnum opus.
And I came back and I remember.
So you said that?
Yeah.
Magnum opus?
Yes. Nailed it.
Nice.
And then I came in and I saw you in between periods changing classes, and you had out your fucking stupid 1-inch. Fucking 1-inch. What are you putting there? Gotta have a trapper keeper, dog. Where you gonna put your pencils at? Come on, dog. Stupid binder with the fucking our no regrets picture actually in the fucking front of it. I swear to God, it was a white binder with no regrets fucking printed off. You printed it off so people could see it. I don't know who. You were wanting to show that to.
Our fans, dog.
I don't know if you're trying to show it to the rapist teacher.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know I was in a band?
I've still got it if you need to borrow it. It's got all of our guitar
tabs in it.
Yeah.
I walk up to you.
That's how old we are. We had a joint binder for tabs. I'd do some Leonard Skinner. You do some like rock that I'd never heard of.
I had a guitar.
I do Rascal
You had
Flatts.
a printer. That's utility right there.
Yeah.
Kids today have no idea. But I took the loose leaf piece of paper with the lyrics that I'd written down, which was essentially one line to one verse, and I slammed it down on your fucking binder. I was like, I'll show you who doesn't care about the fucking band. And I'm like, you're like, what's that? And I'm like, lyrics. And you're like, really?
Are we about to kiss?
Felt like it. Your girlfriend at the time was sitting right there, and she none too pleased with it.
Well, she wasn't pleased with most things.
I think it's because she knew that we were fucking each other. She's like, he's cheating on me for sure.
With him.
We're just having a weird lover's quarrel that she's not a part of. But no, I take the thing, I slam it down. What's that? Lyrics. And I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, read them. And you go, and you open it up and you read them right there. You read them out loud, and immediately I got cold sweats.
Yeah.
I was like, I am so fucking lame, dude. Austin Fuller, anybody who's cool in our school, do not walk by right now, dude. Please, God, don't walk by. Listen, dude. No. And you're reading them out loud, and you're like, that line where you compared yourself to a train because your brain doesn't stop like a locomotive. That's insane. Respect. And I was like,
I'm
oh,
gonna pass
I was like,
out.
please don't walk by, please don't walk by, anybody, please don't walk by, please God, please God, please God. I was like, I'll fucking show you who doesn't care about this. You're like, do you have any chords? Do you have a drum beat? Do you have a melody? How are you gonna sing that? I'm like, no,
Wait,
I just have the lyrics.
let me break this down for you. We broke up. You wrote me a poem. We rekindled our fire.
You're like, damn, I didn't know he cared.
Oh, God. My abs hurt. My fat gut hurts. I don't have abs. That's so good.
I get so mad when I see people who have actual talent too.
Yeah.
It bums me. It bums
Like
me
Austin
out.
Fuller.
No. Here's the thing. We went to a high school. Our graduating class was like 100 fucking people. I think it was like 160, but those were all vocational kids. We don't count those. If you show up to
They
graduation,
graduated from bricks. Come on. Come on, dog. You know what's crazy? They're making so much more money than us now.
they're all dead.
We
They
got
graduated from bricks.
yeah, masonry school. You know what I was talking
I know
about.
what you were talking about. They graduated from bricks. Don't fuck.
We gotta take a break. I'm gonna pass out.
No,
I'm so sweaty.
but anyways, vocational kids don't count if you're not.
Can we get a fan on? Why is it so hot in my house? Turn it on. You've got the remote.
Turn it on. You've got the remote.
Shut up. Go write me a poem.
God, no, but vocational students, welding, hair,
What? Yeah.
cosmetology,
Okay, yeah.
bricks,
Yep.
mostly small engine repair. How
yeah.
many fucking lawnmowers be breaking down because everybody wanted a small engine repair?
Yep.
These kids just wanted to get on that Vogue bus, chew Copenhagen, skull pouches, and finger. That's all they wanted to do on that bus.
Pretty good life.
Pretty good. Pretty, you know what? better than I did when I struck out with, Mosley the time. I struck out Mosley the time, dude.
What's she gonna do, Sue? She's dead.
So we had like 100 kids in our school. So there was like, if somebody was talented, it was talented for at 1 out of 100.
Yeah.
But when you see someone who's actually good at something, that's 1 in a million. They say that all the time, like, oh, he's 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Whenever someone's like, oh, he's good, I'm like, it literally is 1 in 100. And most of that doesn't count because a lot of those kids, we're not talking about the kids that were special needs, wheelchairs. We had some sign language throwers. So, like, you really, and like, then you had girls. That's half the class.
Yeah.
So, really, we're saying you're 1 out of 30. Yeah. Like, he can sing. Yeah, out of 30 people, he's the best singer. Dude, he fucking sucks. He's trash. Dude, he's pretty fast. He might go to the NFL. Out of 30 people? Okay. Okay. So whenever I see a kid who's like legitimately talented, like someone who can sing, play guitar, whatever, I get so fucking jealous.
Yeah.
Because I just think back to how hard I worked on a song. I spent 4 hours. 4 hours drinking a V8 juice. We didn't have a lot. But you could always count on a code V8 juice and you just sip on it slowly. And I pretended that shit was bourbon the whole time. I was just like,
You do the thing where you hold it to your head while you're thinking.
and I would just pace back and forth. I'm like, that's it. I need a line. I'm talking it out. I'm like, I need a line right here. But I don't want to be too formulaic.
I need to make you think, man.
I don't need to be derivative. I need something that's authentically me, dude. I am a train. And nothing stops a train. Fuck, that's a commercial about heat pumps. Damn it. I knew I heard that before. It was too good to be me. And then, like, you see other kids, and they just sit down, and they're like, it's my first time playing the guitar, and it's Zach Top. And you're like, what? Get the fuck out of here. Fucking Billy Strings or whatever the hell. Well, I think that's it.
Jesus Christ.
This has been a Trailer Fire. We surely appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Until next time, we'll see you next time. Also,
You have shows coming up.
I already plugged them last time, but I'll do it again.
Boy, it's a new week, brother.
I'll do it again. Go ahead and plug your games.
Also performing at a mic near you, No Regrets.
Holy shit.
I don't know. I had that little shaker that was tomato. We put a pretty sweet twist on Jason Aldean's Hicktown.
Little Jimmy Jack. All right, this Thursday, April 24th, 25th, and 26th, I will be in Erie, Pennsylvania for the Flagship City Comedy Festival. I will be opening for Shane Torres.
Oh,
Thursday, May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I'll be at the Athens Comedy Festival. Wednesday, May 14th, I'll be at Bright Ridge Dental.
very routine cleaning. Come by, support your boy.
Okay, here's something. Bright Ridge is the name of our cable company.
Yep.
And that means my cable bill is due. But I wrote down dental because I'm stupid. So now I don't know if I have a cleaning or if I have to pay my cable bill.
Double down, dude. Get 2 things done that day. You're a fucking go-getter.
I love making fun of my dad for how fucking old he can't say words. And I'm like, I grew up with technology. I was born in this, and I don't know how to use the calendar app. Yeah. Friday, May 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, I will be at the Vail Comedy Festival in Vail, Colorado. Come out for that. July 17th, I think I'll have a guest spot for Derek Stroop, one of my favorite up-and-coming comics right now.
I'm coming to that show.
I don't know if that's been announced or not, but Sean told me I could do it. Sean's the owner of Blue Ridge Comedy Club. He said I could maybe get 5, and I'm going to hold
Dad
you
said
to
I
it.
could play 2.
I was like, dude, whatever I got to do, I want to feature on that. He goes, can you do 20 minutes clean? I'm like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Of course I can do 20 minutes. What are you talking about?
And immediately you're like, I have to write 20 clean.
No, I can. I've done 40 clean, and the last time I talked to Sean, I was getting ready to go do Zany's clean show at the lab, and I told him I was going to do clean. Like, I'm going to do clean tonight. I'm just working out some clean jokes. Yeah, but I was like, those were 5 minutes of my 10-minute set. The other 5 was just regular shit.
Yeah.
So then I got off stage, and he goes, I told people you were doing clean. And I was like, oh, well, I never said I was doing clean. I said I was going to work on some clean jokes. And he goes, here's a tip. If you're going to do a clean set, you can't say you got fingered in a church bus, okay? And he got real pissed. And I had no idea he cared because, like, I didn't think I did anything wrong. Yeah. And then I was just like, hey, I'll open for Derek. And he's like, can you do 20 clean? You can't talk about getting fucking fingered in church. And I'm like, what? No, I'm confused. I don't even remember my own joke. And I'm like, yeah, but I've done... Anyways. Derek Stroop, funny guy, coming to Blue Ridge Comedy, Bristol, Tennessee. I might be guest spotting for that. Other than that, you can catch me at open mics. And what plug your shit? Come on, Dave.
Yeah, man.
Don't be humble now. Come on.
As usual, I still don't do comedy because I'm a fat, lazy slob who doesn't do anything to better himself.
Oh, stop it. You know a lot about beavers. And woodpeckers.
That's true.
You know about beavers and peckers.
That's right. I am a dual gender. I'm thinking about starting Twitch back up, so I might be streaming some video games in the future. If I decide to do that, I'll let y'all know. But as of right now, that's still dead, just like my comedy career and also my actual career. Hopefully soon, not my marriage. You guys have a good one. This has been a Trailer Fire.
Bye.